Man, it was nice to hear this record again. Quite a treat. I haven't heard this in a long time. Fantasy playlist at number 10, holding from number 10 as we now enter the top 10 of my fantasy playlist at last. Fantasy playlist of October 18th, 1997. A group that was very big in England. They had about, my notes are all over the place on this group. I scribbled a whole bunch of things. So just hold on, bear with me. They had 5 years that this group was together. They had 10 UK top tens over in England. First two albums that they released went to number one in Southeast Asia. Talk about the boy band. 9/11, Love Sensation of 70s sounding record in the late 90s. Reminds me a little bit of Blue Suede and some of the disco records that came out in the 70s. 9/11 with Love Sensation. Three guys in this band from England. They formed in 1992. They put out their first single in 1996 and then their first album in 1997. It was Charm. It was called Journey, and it yielded Love Sensation. Love Sensation was also featured. A lot of people remember Love Sensation from the movie Casper, A Spirited Beginning, which came out back in 1997. The song, I think it's the album Journey, was huge in Malaysia. Platinum 12 times over in Asia. I mean, in Malaysia, rather. Of course, there's not as many people in Malaysia as there are in the United States, but still, 12 times platinum, that's pretty impressive. The album went to number 6 in Taiwan, talking about the album Journey. The big hit from that album is Body Shaking. I'm not familiar with that one, was not played over here, but Hitline, they were all over Love Sensation, played that, fell in love with that record, put it on my fancy playlist. I think I peaked it out at number 10. 9/11 Love Sensation. They're still performing here and there. They came out with an album about a couple of years ago, 1 or 2 years ago. Here's what happened. 9/11, they reunited in 2012. It was on an ITV2, some British television channel, reality documentary series called Big Reunion. And they reunited with some of the big stars in England back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Talk about some memories. Now, if you're from America, you don't have any clue. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about. But if you're watching this video from Britain, you probably remember the big reunion. The Atomic Kitten was in that show. Remember the Atomic Kitten from late 90s, early 2000s? Two songs I'm familiar with by them. I believe they did a remake of Ladies Night, or it could have been Girls Aloud, but I think it was Atomic Kitten. And they also did Whole Again. Whole Again, number one in England for 4 weeks in 2001. Liberty X, they had that song Just a Little, which I remember from the summer of 2002. And on that show, Bewitched. Oh, God. Bewitched. Remember Bewitched? Got them on my fancy playlist. Their Salafi was one of their biggest hits, but also the one that was really comes out at me was Blame It on the Weatherman. God, that was a beautiful record. Five and also the Honeys were also on the big reunion. There was a documentary series, and the group was even interviewed talking about their days of stardom back in the 90s and early 2000s, and the adversity that went along with it. But this show was so well received. This series was so big that these groups, 9/11, Honeys, Atomic Kitten, Liberty X, Bewitched, Five, they went on a grand tour of the UK. That must have been something else. I didn't know that. It'd been nice. Man, Atomic Kitten had some lovely records out. But so did 9/11. Love Sensation at number 10 on my fancy playlist, October 18th, 1997.